Boom. Welcome to another Insiders Elite. Today, super pumped. We're talking about Jamie's new ebook, and the theme behind that is 5 steps to 7 figures, helping business owners and operators get to that 7-figure mark. Jamie, welcome.
Yeah, great to be here again today. Another week, another show. I'm just absolutely excited. So I've been a little bit quiet, working away, doing some stuff in the background here, and it's all come together in this book because you know what, Mick, you and I, we're all about giving. We're all about giving back. We're all about taking the lessons that we've learned and sharing it out. And some of the lessons that I've really learned through having, worked with thousands of people, done over 7,500 paid coaching calls, 2,500 hours of standing and delivering business content. I'm like, what if I could take that? What if I could distill it down into 5 simple steps to get a person to 7 figures? And this can work for anyone, any business that's out there. It's not to say that, you know what, you've just got to be in real estate to make this happen, or you've just got to be in coaching to make this happen. When any business takes these 5 simple steps, really follows them and really dives in, and there's actually a kind of, I don't know if I'd call it a secret 6th step or not, but it's one piece that we're going to add in today. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But really, it's about getting behind these 5 simple steps. Now, I'm going to hallucinate here because, of course, we've got the audience out here. We've got people watching us right now. Who wouldn't like to get to 7 figures, right? I'm hearing, yes, me. Of course, everyone wants to get to 7, to 8, to 9, to 10 figures. Right? We all want to be there. We want to be in that billionaires club, no question about it. What's great is whether it is the 7 figures, whether it's 8, whether it's 9, whether it's 10, whatever it is, it's the same basic principles that when you apply them, when you truly become uncommon among the uncommon, thank you, David Goggins, when you truly do that, when you go all in on these are proven steps that will get you to 7 figures and well beyond. Now, Mick, let me ask you, 7 figures, how's that sound in your business?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. That's where I'm heading. So, these 5 steps, that's the key to get there. And as I was reading through Jamie's ebook, looking through it, and it's what's really great about it is it's not just targeted at one business or one particular industry. These same 5 steps can be applied to any business. And as I read that, I thought, you know what, this is exactly the 5 steps that you need to take to make a successful business, and it's fantastic. And Jamie's going to lead a bit of a presentation with us today. Show us a few things. We've got a bit of a share to put up, but before we get to that, Jamie, these 5 steps, what is the you say, oh yeah, there's 5 steps, but you've got to start somewhere. Where do we start with the 5 steps?
You know what it really starts with, and I'm going to just share up a little bit of a screen here, where it really starts for all of us is this first step right here. When we get to this first step, that first step being ultimately, there it is right there, commitment. We absolutely must completely commit to our business success. Now, this is a really big deal, right? A lot of people, they get the idea that, oh, geez, I'd really like to have that business success, or I'd really like to be in that place where, my business is doing all that stuff where I'm hitting those 7 figures. But if you're not committed to doing whatever it takes, to going out, to getting up, to truly making that commitment to your success, it's not going to come. I'm not going to lie. I mean, one of the things, Mick, you and I, we talk about all the time, of course, Kerwin shared it with us. This is simple. This is easy. This is fun. But I'm going to be really real here for a minute. Commitment, it's a lot of work. This is, and it can be really fun, but can it be just the simplest of things? In this case, I don't really think it's simple. It's a lot of work. It's a commitment. Now, you can build that habit behind it. You can build that habit to say, you know what? I love this commitment. I'm on it every single day. I'm getting up. I'm doing it. I'm up at the crack of God, the crack of night. I'm getting up at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. That's a little bit of that commitment. But it drives so much deeper than that. Commitment is really, truly being that uncommon person, that person who's doing things that definitely not everyone else is. Mick, your thoughts on commitment, because I know commitment runs deep. You've made some massive commitments when you got your MBA, when you did all these things. That really came in behind that commitment piece. What does commitment mean for you?
Yeah, look, commitment for me is the act of just saying I do and then following through. It's about saying, yep, I'm going to do this. And then it's the act of delivering is that commitment. Like it's so critical in business that you commit and then you do what you say you're going to do. Once you've committed, you've got to follow through on that. And that's the secret, that commitment. You've made a commitment. You can't just take that lightly. It's like, I'll get to that next week. You've committed to achieve it this week. Let's get it done. This is the commitment it takes in business to be successful. It's not, we'll get around to that whenever we get to it. It's fine. It just doesn't work. When you make those commitments, it's about following through. It's about delivering. It's about making sure that you do what you say you're going to do.
Absolutely. Look, one of the things that Tony talks about, Tony Robbins, of course, Tony's one of my mentors, learned a lot from him. I had the opportunity to serve on his team for a few years there. Just an amazing opportunity, an amazing experience. But Tony talks about this story. He talks about burning the boats. And what he says is, if you want to take the fucking island, you've got to burn the fucking boats. That's exactly what he says. If you want to take the island, you've got to burn the boats. And that's the absolute truth. Of course, we know that comes back from the olden days, the Spanish conquistadors and all that. When they came over to take over the country, what they do? They burnt the boat. So it wasn't just an easy retreat. We've got to do that same thing in our lives with our businesses. If we want business to be successful for us, we have to commit to that success. But what is committing to that success? Is it just some words? Is it just a thought? Is it just an idea? You know what? No, it's so much more than that. Commitment starts with really making a declaration to yourself. I worked with a lady. She was writing a book. Amazing lady. She wrote this amazing book. And one of the things, she was kind of procrastinating a little bit. She wanted to get her book out there. She wanted to get the book done, but she was holding back. I said, here, you're going to do something today. And I made her go on to social media. I didn't make her do anything. It was her choice. But I gave a really firm, strong suggestion that she go ahead, she get onto social media and make a massive declaration as to when she was going to have that book done, when she was going to have it completed, when it would be available for people to purchase it. Now, what's really great is she did it. Right? She took on that challenge. She committed to going and achieving that result. Now, she was slightly delayed on the due date. She went over a little bit there, not by a big deal. But what that commitment did was it locked it in. All of a sudden, she's got people saying, hey, great. And I'll call her Sally. Hey, great, Sally. So excited for your book. I can't wait to get it. I've worked with you for so long. It built some really great recognition for her. But what it also did is it basically eliminated procrastination from her. Because let's face it, as business owners, as business operators, doesn't procrastination pop up sometimes? You ever had procrastination pop up, Mick?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, doing my MBA. Hey, I've got a 3,000 word essay done. I might quickly clean the house or mow the lawn or, because you don't want to get started. But what I found was just starting or making that commitment to say, well, I'm going to do this today and following through breaks that commitment. Or I'd, tell my wife, hey, Simone, I'm going to write 500 words tonight. And then she'd go, oh, how'd you go with your 500 words? Because I've said that I was going to do it, and making that public declaration like Sally did is a great way to help hold you accountable to making sure that you deliver, because it basically eliminates procrastination because you've got outside people looking in saying, following up on you, holding you accountable to what you say you're going to do. It's one of the key, I suppose, ingredients to a mastermind or to those kind of tables is being held accountable by your peers or by people that you look up to or mentors. Yeah. Committing to that success. I guess it really can be simple, easy, and fun if you want it bad enough. And that's the difference. I saw lots. I mean, again, I did thousands upon thousands of paid coaching sessions, thousands. And what I really discovered is that the people who achieved their objectives, they committed to it. They made a commitment. They drew the proverbial line in the sand. They said, I will not accept anything less than this outcome. This is my outcome here. They got really clear on that outcome. They declared it. They took the time to schedule it in, and they truly made that commitment to achieve. And they did. They went out. They did the work. They did whatever it took to go ahead and achieve that big outcome. That's really what it is. Commitment's really it. I mean, you said the words earlier, I do, right? You make the commitment to going all in. It's like marriage. Marriage is a commitment, right? Marriage is absolutely a commitment that you're going to spend the rest of your life with that amazing, incredible, outstanding person.
That's a beautiful commitment. You can do the same to your business. And doesn't it feel like sometimes we're married to our business? It's almost like we're here more than sometimes we are at home or whatnot. But the truth is it's that same level of commitment. It's contextually different, of course. You're committing to someone to be in a loving relationship with them. But at the same time, you're committing to having that business success. One of the keys to really locking in that commitment is understanding, maybe even understanding why you're doing it. Dig deep. Why is it important to you? Why must you absolutely achieve that success? What's great about that why piece, and we all know about why, we've all heard about the why, but what's really great about that why piece, it's going to push you. It's going to be the fuel in your car, in your vehicle, to get you to that ultimate outcome. So big part of it, figure out your why, state your why, get really, really, really solid with that. Now, that's step number one, right? That's one step. If you can go ahead, if you can get behind that piece of making a commitment, you're one step closer to being able to turn whatever it is in your bank account into those 7, 8, 9 figures. And maybe you can do it simply, easily, effectively, and have fun while you're doing it. Guess what? Of course, there is another piece. So what are we going to do here? Let's take a little look at the screen. What do we got here? No, let's go to this one here. That one's better. We've got commitment. But what's the second piece of it all? Let's take a little look. Productivity. We can commit to an outcome. We can commit. But if we just sit there and do absolutely nothing, are we going to achieve our results? What do you think, Mick? Are we going to achieve our results if we don't have a plan for productivity?
We certainly will not. We absolutely need a plan to productivity. Productivity is the act of getting shit done. Yeah. Let's be productive. Let's make it happen. That's the action taking stage, because you can make a commitment and you can talk about it, and the productivity is the enemy of procrastination. So that's where we actually go out and achieve some stuff and get some things done, and that's the key to moving forward.
Yeah. I write this in the book here. Success is founded in productivity. If you want to achieve what it is that you've committed to, if you want to have that success, if you want to master that success and make it yours, you've got to go do something about it. It's not just a matter of saying, great, this is going to happen, and all of a sudden $10 million falls out of the sky. Not only did I make 7 figures, I just made 8 figures. I can put all that energy out there all I want, but I can guarantee you that by the end of this show, there's no way possible that $10 million is going to fall out of the sky. I'm committed to making $10 million. Make no mistake. And unless I do something about it, unless I set myself up for success by being productive, by taking actions, by setting things up, by this show. I mean, one of the tenets behind this show for you and I, Mick, was to be able to get that out there to share. Of course, we're sharing information with other business operators, with other business owners. And at the same time, we're also doing some work to build our brands. No question about it. We've been doing this for, we're coming up on, I think, 18 months pretty soon here. Yeah. Maybe like 18 months that we've done this. I don't know how many episodes, we're well over 50 episodes into Insiders Elite, but it's about scheduling it in. Look, if we just said that we were going to come on once a week sometime, chances are it's not going to get done, right? If we just said, hey, Mick, let's just go on sometime during the week, would we get it done?
Absolutely not, Jamie. And I think the key is having that time locked in. It's not negotiable. This is what it is. We plan our business and lives around, we've got my show at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Jamie's got, 3 o'clock Friday or 2 o'clock, whatever time it is in Canada. I always mix it up. It's locked in. It's in the schedule. We know it's going to happen. You make these things not negotiable, and you're extremely productive because you are working towards that. You've got to have the artwork done. You've got to have this done. You've got to have that done to run the show. Putting it in the schedule and having some not negotiable chunks is one of the keys to being productive in your business, in whatever. It's making sure that you've got those blocks of really productive time of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve set aside. That stops you from the procrastination or from getting distracted or from that following the noise. You've got those set blocks, that set schedule that you have to do this. And like you said, Jamie, there's no way if we just said, once a week, Jamie, we'll come on and do a show, we'll just catch up and make a time, or we'll sort it out. We would probably be lucky if we would have done 20 shows by now, but because we set the time, set the schedule, locked it in, that makes it happen.
Yeah, no question about that whatsoever. It is truly setting that time aside. That's one of the keys, one of the areas in which you can ensure your productivity. You've also got to look at the times that you're, ready to go, the times that you find you're in your zone of genius. Look, for me, it's pretty simple. I'm up typically 4:30 a.m. That's my jam. That's my time. I don't lay around in bed. Well, I shouldn't say I don't do that always. Sometimes on the weekends, I'll be known to sleep in till like 6 o'clock. Go figure. But really, quite seriously, 4:30 a.m., that's my jam. That's my time. What do? No one's up. No one's there to disturb me. No one's there to be asking me questions. No one's calling me. No one's texting me, nothing like that. What can I do? I can do a buttload of work during that time. And that's exactly what I do. I found my times for when I am the absolute most productive, and I go all in. Right? I'll get stuff done, putting this stuff together. Mickey talked about the artwork and everything like that. Yeah, quite often during those times, the artwork for the weekly shows and all that, I'll go in and I'll do that, or I'll have my team do it, and it'll get done. If I don't know what the topic is for the show, it's that time between 4:30 and 6:30 a.m. that the ideas are coming, the ideas are flowing. I'm not just going to lay there in bed and allow those ideas to evaporate. No, I'm going to get up. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to do something about it that really generates those results. Here's another thing when we talk about productivity. If it's too big, Mick, are you going to do it? If something is just huge, if it's just like a massive freaking thing that you've got to do, what's the chances of you actually going for it, actually stabbing into that, eating that elephant in one bite, if we want to call it that? What's the chances of being successful in that?
The chances are pretty slim, Jamie, and very few people can be motivated by that massive thing and achieve it. It's a roadblock, and mentally, and you look at it and go, wow, that's too much. Your brain automatically starts thinking of why you can't do it because it's too much. It's putting, like you say, your brain's a miser and it tries to find the easiest way to do things. It doesn't want to use more energy than it has to. So it looks at that and goes, wow, that's too much. No way. It automatically starts thinking about reasons why it's going to be too hard or you can't or whatever. So if you break that down, like you say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right. That's exactly it.
Break it down into bite-sized chunks. Break it down into 1 week tasks, goals. Break it down into daily tasks, 2-hour tasks. Break it down into chunks that you can achieve it. Spend the time to go, okay, well, I need to do A, B, and C. Well, firstly, I've got to do the first part of A. Break that A down into 6 chunks and then do one of them and do next and next. And that's being productive because by the end of the week, you look back and go, oh, shit, I did all 3 of those. At the start of the week, I would never thought I would have got that done.
Yeah.
Jamie, you look at your ebook, it's some 40 pages, I think 38 pages. And you look at that and you think, oh, I'm going to write a 38-page ebook. And you go, oh, Jesus. So break it, in a few days, I believe,
Yeah.
So you break that down and go, well, these are my 5 steps. Okay, well, let's just write the first step.
Yeah.
So you write the first step or the first page or the first bit of content, and then the next and the next. And it's breaking that big task down into small tasks. And you look back after 2 days and you go, oh, shit, I've done the whole ebook, 37 pages. Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
When you look at it at the start, it was too big.
Exactly. Right. Breaking it down is the absolute key to it. But here's the thing. Here's what's really great about these steps. Right? They're not just random steps. I just didn't pick just 5 random steps because I want to put this back up on the screen here. I want to show you this here. Take a look at these 2 steps. Productivity and commitment. That's the only 2 that we've covered so far. Check this out. When I get my tasks, when I get my pieces broken down, when I know exactly what it is that I'm doing, I'm almost fulfilling that level of commitment automatically. See, when I'm being productive, when I'm taking full use of my time, what am I doing? I am fulfilling my commitment of making success. I'm going to steal from Eminem here. What does Eminem say? Success is my only motherfucking option. Failure's not. I love that saying. I love it. I love it so much I included it in the beginning of the book I published. Truth is here, when we focus on productivity, we move forward closer to what our ultimate commitment is, to doing that task every day. Living up to our commitments simply by putting a productivity plan in place, you can live up to that commitment. You can live up to saying, yeah, I'm making success my only option. That's the magic behind this. That's the gold behind each of these steps. They feed into each other. Now, take a look at this one here. Take a look at the next one. What's the next one here? Strategy. Just throwing that net out there. You're out fishing and you're going fishing for lake trout. So you go, you hop in your boat, and you've got that great big expanse of water, and you've got this great big net, and you recognize that you're fishing in the ocean. Now, what kind of strategy is that for getting lake trout when you're fishing in the ocean with a net? Is it going to get you what you ultimately want?
Nope.
Not a chance. All right, we're in the wrong pool. We're in the wrong pond. We've got to get in the right pond. We've got to have the right strategy to be able to do it. Strategy's everything. Knowing what steps to take, knowing when to take those steps, knowing when you're working, knowing all these things. Look, we have a strategy for this show. Every single week that we put the show on, there is a strategy that happens. Now, what's great about this? Again, remember I said each of these points, they feed on each other, right? We had a commitment to do a show. We had a commitment to get out there and make a difference for business owners and operators to share our knowledge out there, right? We took action to be productive. We had a strategy and we utilized this strategy every single week to be able to produce this show and get it out there. Now think about this. If we didn't have that strategy, if we didn't have all this technology, how are we able to put all this stuff on? And we've got the fancy intros and all that. It comes from a very specific strategy. It looks easy for us, right? For us to pop on here every week. I mean, truth be told, right? The story, Mick, you tell the story of when we first started doing this, when we didn't have the strategy, how much in advance we would do the work, how we would come on, the stress, all that. Tell that story about that before we had strategy.
So what we would do, I remember the very first show, I was thinking about it all week. I was writing down notes, what we were going to talk about. I was stressing out about this, and I was up the morning before at 6 a.m. pacing up and down the hallway. I was so nervous. I didn't know what was going to happen. We're bouncing ideas. Oh, what are we going to do here? Really just concerned about how we were going to deliver, what was going on. We jumped on the show. And we ended up doing really well with the show, but we jumped on the show and just so stressful and nervous because we didn't have a strategy. We were just sort of, and we'd taken, I had paper everywhere and I had bits of notes, and it sort of didn't work. And we come up with we sat down and come up with a bit of a strategy on how we're going to do it. This is what the show will look like. This is the format. This is how it'll work. This is the topic we'll do for the week. This is what we'll focus on. This is how we'll do that. And we brainstorm some ideas. We come up with a strategy. And then since that day, we've executed that strategy. And since we've done that first one and we executed that strategy, the show is not challenging, not hard. It's fantastic because it delivers what we're trying to achieve, and that's to share information with business owners out in the world to help them make their, create the freedom they deserve and give them the knowledge and tools to be successful. And without that strategy, we'd still be taking notes and scrambling. I'd still be pacing at 6 a.m. in the morning trying to make sure this happens.
Yeah. Look, it's technology. It's tons of things that have come together to really make this strategy effortless. I mean, what's the new thing that we're introducing? And it's not really a big deal. Hey, we've got some slides. I threw some slides together quickly. But what's really great is the technology that we're using behind the scenes. We use StreamYard, of course, to be able to stream to the different platforms. When we started out, the idea of going to multiple platforms at once or even just going live, hell, we didn't have a strategy for it. We just knew that we had to do it. Now, our strategy has evolved a lot, and it's going to continue to evolve a lot as we continue to put on the show and as we grow. What's really great, though, is we've developed what we would call that standard operating procedure. Right? We have a strategy for what gets done. Typically midweek, Mick and I will get together. We'll have a quick little discussion. What are we going to bring onto the show this week? We'll do a quick little chat about it there. We'll go from there. We'll get some artwork done. We have artwork that's done at a specific time. The posts go up at a specific time. We share it out there. We schedule it. We have everything done so that when the time comes, the strategy is just simple. Go do what we already know. We had to develop the strategy to get to this place, though, to be able to do that. Is there a mindset strategy going on behind it? Sure there is. I mean, people could say, oh my God, you guys are in front of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. Aren't you nervous? At first, hell yeah, we were. It's like, oh my God, what if we say something wrong? What if we get talking away and all of a sudden we forget what we're talking about? Because that happens. Let's be real. That happens. That's real world. Now, though, because we've done it so much, just like being able to go live with the show, being consistently on time every week, getting it out there, it's really simple for us now. That's a part of that strategy, knowing exactly how and when to execute. That's what's made it ridiculously simple for us. Think about that in a business. if you had a replicatable pattern that you could simply follow, and that when you did it on a constant, consistent basis, you could generate all the wealth, all the revenue, all the clients, everything that you could ever want, would it not make sense to follow that strategy? Seems to be a no-brainer to me. What do you think, Mick?
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. It's definitely a no-brainer. Having that strategy that you can replicate, that you execute, that can be done over and over again is one of the foundations of a successful business. If you have a look at a real estate, for example, have a look at a successful real estate. They've got a strategy for selling properties. And what do? Replicate that. Next property, next property, next property, next property. All of a sudden, they've got a massive property business. Pick the business. They've got a replicatable strategy, and then they execute that over and over again and over deliver that. And that's one of the key foundations. So having that strategy in place. Now, Jamie, I've got a question, and we're on strategy.
Yeah.
What if you don't know what to do? How do you get strategy? What do you, where do I find a good strategy? Or how do I learn a new strategy or a good strategy that's going to make my business successful?
Well, what's really great about that is we're going to actually get to that in step number 5. I've got a really great place. But here's the thing, speaking of that, think about that question. Where can I get that strategy? Now, just that question alone, I think it's a brilliant question. Because if we just ask it without getting curious, we're just simply throwing a question out there. But if I ask it with genuine curiosity in there, I wonder where my business, our team could go get those strategies. And when we ask that question, when we truly ask that question with intent, we will get the answer. And the answer, it's going to lie in step number 5. That's really the key behind it all. For myself, right? Strategy to do all this stuff. I know that for me, I have a voracious appetite for knowledge. I have a voracious appetite to learn, to do better, right? One of our company values here is to provide a disproportionate amount of value. Each and every one of our clients that we work with at UE Coaching and Business Consulting, we provide a disproportionate amount of value. Now, if all I had was just a set amount of tools, that's it. I've got these tools, that's it. I have to hallucinate that those tools, they're going to quickly get out of date. That's not serving my clients. That's not serving our clients at the absolute highest level. Me with that voracious appetite to just go get knowledge, to consume knowledge, but not just to consume it, not just to stick it up here, because unlike the saying, knowledge is power, knowledge is shit unless you do something with it. Me, I grab that knowledge, I go out and get that knowledge, and then I do every single thing that I can to be able to share this knowledge out there. Why did I include some slides and stuff today? Well, because one of the things that I'm in is a mastermind with some exceptional people, and one of the things that they do a really good job of is being able to share information out, using slides. Now, they're typing, they're adding stuff on as we're going. I'm not quite there yet. But guess what? My strategy, a part of my strategy is to be able to do that, is to be able to get comfortable enough where I've got that all shared, where I can go ahead, get the information on. So as you viewers are out there, you can grab those screenshots. You can grab that information. See, it all really comes back to strategy. When I've got a strategy, I can be productive. And when I'm being productive, guess what? I'm meeting my commitment. Now, let's take a look. What is point number 4? Let's take a little peek at that, shall we? What do we have here? There we go. Point number 4, execution. Oh my God. Now it's a little bit like productivity, but having a strategy, having a plan to absolutely execute. Look, it's easy. And I'm going to ask you this question, Mick, because I'm throwing up my hand already before I even ask the question. Have you ever said you're going to do something and then not actually taken action to get it done? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. And like you said there, execution is the key. Yeah. Yep, you're productive, you're doing the work, but you've got to execute. You've got to finish. Yep. You've got to complete. You've got to see it through. You've got to execute that strategy. Because if you don't execute the strategy, you can have the best strategy in the world, but if look at the show, for example. Yep, we've got a strategy, but we've actually got to execute. We're productive. We're talking. We're getting things happening. We've got a plan. We know what's going on, but we've got to execute the show. We've got to come on and deliver. At the end of the show, we have a look. How was that? Yeah, that was awesome. We like this. Yep, we execute. Absolutely, execution is the key, because we wouldn't have delivered 50, 60, 70, whatever shows we're up to if we didn't execute every week.
Yep.
That's same as in your business. You wouldn't have a successful real estate business if you didn't execute on that strategy about the marketing and how you delivered and the way you You got to execute that strategy. That's one of the. It seems like when you think about it, you're like, well, of course you've got to execute. But so many businesses have a strategy, but they don't execute it.
Yep. Yeah. Completely, totally the truth. Look, all success comes from execution. Right? Have you ever, we see these people, it's like they want to be fit. They want to be out there. They want to be pumped up, have the six pack and everything. And all they're doing all day is sitting on the couch, eating potato chips and watching Netflix. Now, that's a whole different type of execution. I can guarantee you that execution without strategy is not going to get them the results that they want. It takes a different type of execution. It takes getting up off your ass and going and doing the work. I talked a little bit about this last week when we had Martin on the show, but again, there was who was it? It was Jocko Willink, right? He talks about what is it that you do in the morning? What is your morning ritual? This and that. He goes, I go and do shit that I don't want to do. I go and do shit that's hard. I go and do things that are difficult, that challenge me every single day, because number one, the satisfaction he gets out of that is freaking huge. Think about it. Go to the gym, right? If you're a masculine man and or female or whatever it is, if you're going out there to pump yourself up, you're going out there to build your muscles, do you grab the 5-pound weights and just go over and over and over? You're not going to build that big muscle. You're not going to do a whole lot of anything. What do? We're going to go execute. We're going to go do the work. We're going to put in the reps, and we're going to go achieve those uncommon results. It's not just about sitting down, right? Success is always derived upon an execution of a strategy. This is really it. Execute. Don't sit. Don't wait. Don't hope. Hope is not a strategy. I see a lot of people out there, and I hope you do well. I hope your business is successful. Stop doing that. That's bullshit. It's not going to get you anywhere. Hope is not a strategy. Execution. Doing, going, taking action, being clear on your outcomes, having that total commitment towards achievement, that's what's going to get you there. Sitting back and chilling out on the couch. And again, I'm not saying that it's all work. I'm not of the proponent. I'm not of the person that says, hey, 24/7, 365, hustle, hustle, hustle. I don't believe in that. What did I do yesterday? I chilled yesterday. I legit had a relaxing day. That was part of my execution, though. My execution was to go out, spend some time with my son. My son's here right now, and to really spend some great time with him. I executed on that plan, and because of that, we had an amazing day. I didn't move the business forward, and that's completely okay because I'd planned for that. I had a strategy in place to really take full advantage and full use of that time with my son. So execution, Mick, I mean, man, the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've done, getting the MBA and all that, any chance whatsoever you would have achieved it without, a high level, a high commitment to execution.
Yeah, look, 100%, Jamie. I would not have achieved anything. I've got distinctions and high distinctions, all of it, because I executed, and I executed well. I made sure that I got it done. If I had an assignment, I had whatever, I executed on it. I did the work. I was productive. I did the research. I executed on the assignment, the essay or whatever it was. Yeah, same in business. We wouldn't have grown a contractor business from 0 to 8-9 figures if I didn't execute.
Yeah,
execution is the key. When you've got a project, you've got to execute. Built a reputation with projects that always deliver because you execute.
Completely, totally, absolutely.
And to channel my inner Jamie, he says, "Go do, execute."
Right. I got life inspired over on this arm here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put go do on this one here. That's what I think is going to be go do. Because that's it. That's the key to all of it. If you're not where you want to be at, go out and work. Go out and make it happen. Go out and put that effort forward. I've seen massive radical success and radical growth in so many businesses when they've actually gone and attacked it. I like that word voraciously, just going all in for it. Right? That's the attitude. That's the spirit that it takes. Get excited about execution. Really seriously take that mindset and control. Every single time I'm executing, I'm moving myself one step closer towards my ultimate outcome. Like, how good is that? How good is that when you can say that? We talk about, incantations, invocations, all that sort of stuff. Maybe that's what it really is. Every single time I execute, every single time I do something, I'm taking one step closer towards my ultimate outcome. Now that's good. change the meaning behind it. And that's, we're going to talk about that secret one real quick here. Now, I want to move forward to number 5, because you asked that great question. What do I do? How do I go ahead and do it if I've never done it? What do I have to do? Check this out. Boom, there it is. That's the answer right there. How did either of us learn, Mick? Seriously, let's lay it all on the line. Did we just, go read some book somewhere and, because we read the book, we knew it all and we could do it all? Is that how it worked for us?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Man.
Both of us have had a range of mentors throughout, and mentors change different stages of your life. You'll have different mentors because you need to learn different skills, or you'll learn everything that mentor has to teach you, and then you'll move on to the next one. There's so much in life and business that we learn from different people, and it's critical that we recognize where we need some mentorship and go there. If you're, as an example, if you're a tradie, the reason you started your business is because you're good at your trade. Where are the skills that I need? Maybe I'm not so great on the business side. Let's get some mentorship on the business side so I can create a business instead of just a trade job. Like, where can I get some mentorship? Where is it that I need? Oh, look, I've grown my business to a point. I've got the finances sorted, but I've got no idea how to market to take it to the next level. Let's go find some marketing mentorship. Find someone who's done it. And that doesn't necessarily mean a contractor. It might be someone to teach you how to do it. It might be someone to show you the way, or it might be someone to give you the strategy. But find a mentor in the areas where you need success in your business. Yep. That is a fundamental key for long-term success of your business.
Yep. That is massive. I knew even before I had a plan. I had a strategy for writing this ebook. And one of the things that I knew absolutely, completely, totally had to fit in there was mentorship. Mentorship's it. Mentorship's the bomb behind it all. Neither of us would be here without the mentorship that we've had. We've had the opportunity to work with some amazing people, right? Some absolutely outstanding, top level, top of the world type people. And we've gained massive knowledge from them. We take that knowledge and we're able to share it with our clients to see them move forward, to see them really get the success, achieve the success that they've always wanted. It's not just because I sat down and grabbed some book. And although, I'm not hacking Think and Grow Rich, because I love Think and Grow Rich, but I didn't just grab Think and Grow Rich, read it, and it's like, okay, I have everything that I need to be successful. No, it doesn't work like that. Right? There's some great, great, great stuff in there. Make no mistake. No, of course I didn't have the opportunity to be directly mentored by Napoleon Hill. No, that didn't happen. But think about this. The people that have learned from him, the people that were Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn had the opportunity, I think, to work directly with Napoleon Hill while they were still alive. Jim Rohn took that knowledge, that expertise, mentored Tony Robbins. I had the opportunity to work directly with Tony Robbins, being a part of his team. I was able to take that knowledge, and now I share that with each and every one of my clients. It's that type of mentorship. Getting out there, looking for those people that have the knowledge, that have been there, that have done it, that have that practical experience and practical knowledge that they can pass on to you. You talked about tradies. Let's think about it, because I'm pretty sure it's the same here. Doesn't matter where it's at. Electrical contractors, plumbers, parts people, no matter what it is, you have to go through an apprenticeship. Right? What's that person doing? That person that's the head, that person that's the journey person, the lead ticket, the ticketed person, they're mentoring you. They're training you. They're teaching you. They're mentoring you the best way to go ahead and do those skills. Mentorship is everywhere around us, and you've got to be prepared to double down on that, to go out into the big world and to say, yep, I don't need any mentorship. I don't need anything. You're going to struggle. You're absolutely going to struggle. Instead of struggling, though, learn from those who've done it. Learn from those who've had the opportunity to gain those massive skills to get that massive success. Myself, I'm never, ever, for the rest of my life, going to be without a mentor. That's not going to happen. It's not even a choice.
I'm with you, Jamie, 100%. And helping people understand that you do a trade for 4 years, you learn, you learn some technical skills, you do some practical experience, you have mentors. Then when you come to business, all of a sudden people think they know everything and they don't need a mentor. You've got to get mentors. You look at any successful business. I actually had a conversation with a person last night, and both of his sons have pretty successful businesses, and he says, I've got a 100% success rate. And I said to him, well, why is that? I'm talking about my that I'm going, I'm creating my Awaken business, and then I'm doing business coaching and helping businesses to grow their business, etc. Telling him what I was about, and he said, both of them are successful and they don't have a business coach. I said, I think you're wrong. What are you doing? Oh, he's mentoring his kids. And they both got successful business because he's got to run successful business. He's learned skills and tools along the way. And now he's mentoring his boys to run their successful businesses.
Yeah.
Having a mentor is absolutely critical. And whatever form that takes for you, that's totally up to you. But having a mentor is absolutely paramount to be successful in business.
Yeah. No question about it whatsoever. Mentorship is the key. Mentorship is the quickest, fastest way to gain success. Go look who's done it. Go look who's made success their only fucking option, and go learn from them. Go get curious. Go double down and do whatever it takes. Story that always sticks out. Not as much of a mentorship story, but Gary Vee and D-Rock. Right? Seeing D-Rock, I've had the opportunity to have a couple conversations with D-Rock. He's just an amazing man. And how did he get on to be working with Gary Vaynerchuk there? Well, what he did is he went out and offered, said, look, man, I want to do something for you for free. I want to learn from you. I want to be a part of this team. I want to do these things. So here, let me do something for you for free so that I can gain some skills in return. Right? He was mentored by Gary. Now he's in a place where he's one of Gary's absolute top people in the entire organization. Right? Pretty freaking cool story from some guy that was just bugging. Hey, you know what? I want to do something for you for free. But if you don't know the story, look it up. You can look it up on Google, all that. Google's your friend. But really, learn from the best. Learn from those who are successful out there. Go find those people and do whatever it takes to gain that knowledge. When you're hungry, when you're committed to it, right? When you've got a plan to make that success your only option, when you execute on that strategy, you get that mentorship, you will gain that success. These 5 steps, they're going to change everything. I don't say that lightly. I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass here. When you follow these 5 steps, it will change your life. It will change your business. It will get you to a bare minimum of 7 figures. I didn't want to put 10 figures out here because, it might seem too big. But I'll tell you what, those people that have made those 10 figures, look right now, what do we have? Richard Branson just went into space, right? Virgin Galactic. He was just into space, took his quick little space trip the other day there. First public opportunity to go into space. Pretty freaking amazing. But guess what? Do you think Richard was committed to his outcome? I guarantee he was, right? One of his ideas right from a child is that he wanted to do this. He wanted to go into space, right? Did he have a plan for being productive? Hell yeah. Look at what he built. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the spacecraft that they went up in, but yeah, he built that, right? It took that productivity. It took getting on it. He had a strategy to build it. He knew what he had to do so that when they got into space, the thing wouldn't explode. He executed over and over and over. Did they have some challenges? Sure. Did they have some of those spacecraft blow up? Absolutely. But he executed. He continued on and on and on. He went and learned. Right? He didn't know every single thing about space. So what did he do? He went and hired the right people. He got the right people that could mentor the team to be able to build that spacecraft. Now here he is last week, boom, up in space. Right? And he's one of the world's top money earners. Billions. Right? We're talking for him 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 figures. Same steps. Thoughts on that, Mick?
Yeah, Jamie, I can't stress enough. Every successful team, every successful business has a coach, has a mentor.
Yep.
It has people in the club. Every successful sports star has a mentor. It's history is a great indicator of success. If you look back at everyone who's been successful, I guarantee you they all had mentors.
Yep.
I guarantee it. So if you haven't got a mentor, this is the key component, because you can be super committed. You can be productive. You can have the best strategies in the world because you invented the strategy and it's the cutting edge strategy and no one's ever done it before and it's going to change the world. You can be super great at executing, but without the mentorship, your success is short-lived. And everyone you talk to, I've never had a mentor. Okay. I challenge that, where I ask some questions where, well, okay, who is this? And well, I had my dad show me this and had this. Straight away, you've had a mentor. Your dad's mentored you and how to be successful, or what to do, or who did you bounce ideas off you when you got stuck? Oh, well, I had this person and that person who used to bounce a few ideas off when I was a bit stuck. Oh, so you've had some mentors. Oh, well, everybody's had mentors, and everyone who's been successful's had mentors.
Yep.
It's like you say, it's the piece that locks it all together. In the 5 steps.
Yeah, it's big. Right? It is big. Look, with that said, we have 45 minutes in. Where'd the time go? Where the heck did 45 minutes in? How is that even possible? Look, I do want to share something here. I'm going to throw up the website on the screen here, the URL on the screen. I apologize in advance. I didn't get a shortener for this URL, so that's on me. That's bad. I didn't have the right, maybe I didn't have the right strategy up here. But look, I'm going to share it up on the screen here. If you want to go ahead, grab a copy of my new book, The 5 Steps to 7 Figures. It has so much more of what we discussed here today. Go ahead, grab that URL. Put it in there, ubdp.uecoaching.com/5ST. Guess what? 5 steps to 7 figures, version 2. Go ahead, hop into that landing page, throw in your name, throw in your email. It's going to send you the email with the link to download the book. Go ahead, grab that right now. There's no charges, no fee. Don't worry. I'm not going to be hounding you to set up calls or anything like that. Remember why we do this show. It's about providing a ton of value first. Right? Gary Vee says it best, right? What is it? Jab, 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 hook, right? Give a bunch. This is one of those pieces that I just want to give. I don't want to hold on to it. Knowledge up here. Remember, knowledge up here, it's not doing any good. Knowledge out there where you can utilize it, where you can put it to work in your business, that's where it's at.
Absolutely, Jamie. Always over deliver, always a disproportionate amount of value. And I think we've done that today. I've read that ebook. It is fantastic. 5 steps to 7 figures. If download it, have a read. It's fantastic. You won't disappoint. With that said, thank you for watching. It's been another fantastic show. We will see you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. Can't wait till next week. We've got a topic already queued up because, hey, we've got a plan. We've got a strategy. Can't wait to share it out here real soon. Until then, have an absolutely outstanding weekend. Go do shit you love, but most importantly, go do. We'll see you in a week.